My dear brothers and sisters, we commemorate today Saint Francis de Sales. And it is very significant because just this December 2022, we commemorated the 400th death anniversary of Saint Francis de Sales. And Pope Francis himself wrote an apostolic letter to commemorate this occasion. And Pope Francis entitled his apostolic letter, Totum Amoris Est. Everything pertains to love. Lahat ay tungkol sa pag-ibig. Because Saint Francis de Sales, as a doctor or teacher of the church, wrote many treatises, not on intellectual reflections, but according to Pope Francis, he wrote a lot on the matters of the heart. Saint Francis de Sales, as a priest, always accompanied ordinary people in their day-to-day lives through confession, through spiritual direction and counseling and discernment. So he was aware of the matters of the hearts of daily, ordinary people. And Saint Francis de Sales would always say to the people, in the end, everything goes back to the question of where the greatest love is to be found. He said, if you are making choices and decisions, always look, where can you find the greatest love? And that will guide you in your choices and decisions in life. We hear this in our first reading today from the letter to the Hebrews, reminding us that our worship of God is not dependent on the offering, on the amount of the offering or sacrifice, but on the love that you give in this sacrifice. That is why the Father is pleased with the sacrifice of Jesus, because it is not about what He offered, but on the obedience and love that He showed in His worship and offering. We see this also in our gospel reading today, when the crowd seated listening to Jesus told him, Lord, your mother and your brothers and sisters are here. Pero hindi sila inuna ni Jesus. Jesus told them, my mother and my brother and sister are not just those related to me in blood, but those who follow and obey the will of the Father. Our closeness to God is not because we are related to Him through blood, but because of our love for God. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, today, I will leave you this question, that whenever you will make a decision, always ask, where can I love God more? That is the decision that you need to take and make. When I was a seminarian, when I was studying in the seminary, I would always be a member of the academic formation committee in the seminary. I would love, organizing academic conferences. I would like to always write in our journals, in the seminary newsletter. Once I was assigned as the editor-in-chief of our seminary newsletter. I would always love to do those things in the intellectual academic formation committee. But one year, towards the end of my seminary formation, I was surprised. I was assigned in the Manualia Committee. Wag ho kayong magulat, no? It is just a beautiful Latin term, Manualia. But it is the committee in charge of cleaning the seminary. So, it has a beautiful Latin name, Manualia Committee. But it is the one in charge of cleaning the seminary, everything from the corridors to the toilets of the seminarians. So, my seminary formator maybe noticed, for the longest time, I was a member of the academic formation. But now, I am in charge of the manual cleaning of the seminary. And he told me, I noticed that you do not like your assignment. So I told him, yes, this is my first time that I am assigned in this committee. All along, I loved the academic formation committee. And my seminary formator told me, you always ask, where will you love God more? Maybe you wanted to be assigned in the academic formation because you loved it. You loved academic formation. You enjoyed doing it. But is that where you will learn how to love God more? And so I assigned you to this committee because we noticed that you do not love cleaning. You do not love manual work. But look, if that is where you will learn how to love God more. My dear brothers and sisters, as we continue this celebration of the Eucharist, let Saint Francis de Sales teach us today that everything goes back to the question, where can we find the greatest love? And whenever we make choices, decisions, options in life, let us always ask ourselves, where can I love God more? Amen.